Yes, I trust you. Mama, she be a cow say a breath this year. Mpensenpensenmu, Jumedian, the bro, one, say, make say, Adom TV, Sunni, Badwam, and Jumedia. Ye the diamond tra, that's a C for some common money, everybody come. Don't want to see be so, some common be beating me across ye power. Yeah, to us, no make cow say, a St. Andrew's College, healthcare, no honum, anafi, a year remedial school, no so, I want DNA. The obey say open so call omo healthcare na so person call remedial school na our friend numbers are bedema we 020 789 1004 and 0244 696911 na what me wona din kitan okay who say wono krabata na bi wo asen fusu sehwia sanwene so ana afi eye mankesim St Andrews for obehu won wo honum osan pese onipadua no eboa na onya ahoden sonko wa keka ho na afi bia atimi kama edema wa CD capsules boost your immune system na afi ointment no wapo so ye no watimi de atwitwi ho na bia atimi akọ woni ti ankasa o Lashibi Shalom Sport 19 Junction and as a 020 9682 836 and 0505 767-425. No what you want Edding Kitama BB Timako Kama. A Mario Visa Kel Chaco toothpaste so JBD ne body track any abe for Quaso and the Didi Juma way. Food and Drugs Authority for answer Eshesa Kel Chaco toothpaste as a browdy choose and or say for Fita Kama na and Kebians were winning a year for your Procope at the amount. It's another quality product from Samara Company Limited. The cracker crown, see a rain fear home. Now, ideas will be near a be free idea to me. See, idea no coin precope and son. I could how be cry at the abrain. I pay. Make come from our hometown engine. Would do a Sunyani 6 stars pharmacy. One is Sunyani Municipal Assembly, no, and a share in the so. So anything a year a holding soon qua open. Anything a year orienting fuel, the baby reduce stress. The lower blood sugar level now improve the functioning of your lungs. You know, it should be hometown ginseng. Number I will tell you when I didn't get a hono. 020 0342988 and 020 Now what tell me one I didn't get a send me a daruma and a day a year in common with a day bro. This very weekend, our Bokrom C67 final farewell for the late Madame Paulina Yeboah, the daughter of a charmer, 82 years, a radiator from na ye mabusia yako 82 year ye nuaba Mrs. Helena Safo kanena do donor from Mavis Mensa yako sonko kra no nuaba Joyce Akosia Frimpoma mama amena edda for me na encha sonko so akwama Franklin Safo also yako Director, Allied Health Professional Council, Ministry of Health, the Yakoson Koma, Yena Kabo Mabatawachi, na Ifiada, the Memenda, and the Quesiada, Yakopeya Mame, Madame Paulina Yeboah, 82 years, the Krabia Ewo, a bookroom, Kumasi Bookroom C67. Afe, on the brighter side of life, Mianka Same Mame, 9 months old, and then I would 75 years, Auntie Comfort Darko, Mrs. Comfort Darko. Happy birthday. Unfortunately, I'm not there to celebrate. But I may not celebrate you. 75 years, so many years in the year. A GD said, what pomu ye? Omanina, we are proud of you, Christy Jane. Rama, Balfour, K. Akos, Krobia, Ononeme. You say happy birthday, Sonko. And call Emfa Emma, Anaura, Mr. M.K. Darko. Maswal Kofika Sedako. Also, Odema Yere. Nana Sefachum, happy birthday, so and come on. Yatanase, here introduction, we are still the National Youth person for Become person, organizer for the NDC. And hashtag, we are still maintaining him as the National Youth Organizer for the NDC, because modern born in pain for KCNE results are on a media bread partner. Namujidi said the ultimate was winning, but Mujidi said, Ona Kensi Omokoye, no, I hear ni so. Inti, a winning team, changing it, a very horrible. Inti, hashtag, you are still maintaining, in all humility, more national youth organizer, who is a lawyer, a businessman, former MC, and a philanthropist as well. Lawyer George Opare Ado. Lawyer Kwaba.
Yeah, no, I'm in Abema.
So who ye?
Yamen Adom.
So speak to me as a businessman. Business to say?
A good.
But we can't share with you. So that was obvious. Now, businessman catch was I said, Baba Mrasu grow. Now, businessman catch was ONDC. Open businessman catch was business in Koswana. So we be busa the dente or susu business. Good, I say a tashuma. Well, what's business a good?
Dedica, my mean chair with
yeah.
Men Fakwenya is now that 5 northern regions. No,
okay.
I'm saying in the last 1 week.
Oh, the former president.
Democratic Congress.
Yeah.
Led by our former flag bearer and our former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. They decided that you're being batched on a thank you talk. I mean, what can I say? I'm saying you 5 regions. No? And my understanding is that they are heading back to Accra. And I understand is meant me uncle because I'm a new group, me too, I feel I'm about. Now, my understanding is the reception that His Excellency was accorded in all the 5 regions. No, I'm saying, Ghanaians are hoping, and utie reports about I'm saying. As for Wampo, it came to a standstill. Almost every region, the pictures, the euphoria that surrounded the visits, speaks volumes of the expectations of Ghanaians. And baby, the Ghana this year can say, why you be paying? When I need that so, Brana Beji. I made them when need that so say, come 7th December 2024. Ghanaians will go to the polls, and this time around, they will not give us a margin. Electoral Commission between Chini and Satuyechi.
No, but that is unfair.
They will
not give you a margin fair.
They will not give us a margin.
The Electoral Commission, it represents the interest of Ghana for.
It is true. Every fair
especially when you are a lawyer.
Every fair-minded
so be fair to the state institutions. You might have a challenge with them.
Every fair-minded Ghanaian knows, sir.
Yeah.
Results are genuine and declare any of your gazette,
But it was challenged.
The Supreme Court refused to put Jane Mensah. Is he public officer?
Yeah.
You did to me as a one, sir. Now, a minute do say, Brana be bua konta. Now, ma report on your stewardship. And then the whole Supreme Court decides, say, it is not proper for you.
But fortunately for you, it is not just the decision of the judges. One kasa umra ni musenarios amo compare ni abakose omushian
abakose Afarijan.
Yeah.
The only abakose was the election petition of 2013 for the 2012 elections. Afarijan was put on that stand to account for his stewardship. So the issue of precedence does not occur here at all. Unfortunately for us, in the wisdom of his lordships, he decided that Jane Mensah did not owe any accountability. Says will be Ghana for. Now results are on the 9th of December, or the 2nd. Now on the 10th of Sisano. Now, even when we went to the Supreme Court, on the different results by, and what was gazetted, it different. Jane Mensah owed no Ghanaian that explanation.
So you understand now, Judy says, I dance here and I know to turn a difference.
It would have, even when we're asking for original documents from the Electoral Commission, the custodian of the pink sheets, some found the declaration results in Pumbran. The Supreme Court did not allow that. The GD said that was enough evidence, Anka. Sabi, what the Juma Shaman, so man, not say studio hey, the Juma shall say. So, oh, ye be or hand man or pay show you so. Nan na management fraud. You owe it a duty to explain to management while you moderated the show, a crime before.
But I did that explanation. I will say beyond my explanation, who be a dear dance here said they make an a
Yeah.
But you could improve yourself.
And I make us say the documents that was used in the declaration, we didn't have a copy because we didn't sign that master document. That document, because our reps and there's someone signing, were not even in the room when the results was declared.
And you heard the explanation and reasons why I know when you remember.
For whatever reasons, we now you're custodian of the documents.
Yeah.
And an assemblable document. The proper thing to do is to make that document public. Now you scrutinize it and tell us why and how in one election, results from 275 constituencies arriving at 4 different figures with different percentages. That did not happen. And no one said Mayeka. It's clearly, maybe His Excellency President Mahama Akubia in all these 5 regions, the receptive welcome gives the NDC hope, say, come 2024, the good people of this country have Bompai say, His Excellency. But now let me come to a question of why, as a businessman, Vijini say things are not going well. Here, rocket science to say the economy today is failing. Name one, just one department under Sabay under this economy. Almost everything for education. Menewo say, second cycle schools, teacher training colleges are threatening say almost be shut down training colleges. No, what do you mean? Feeding. Secures are by the releasing the running teacher training colleges. No, and call ya. Oba healthcare. I just remember hope at all. Read Auditor General's reports on the Ministry of Health. Now shut the rots to the extent that your health minister, radio, so before a committee catcher, I was not thinking right when I made certain decisions. And then I said, post. And the gravity of his procurement infractions, no, or my penny could do in the regional, not the IAS. Because for him, corruption has become the order of the day.
That was not what he inferred.
Oh, what did he say?
Penny pa, no.
I said, my penny car, and he said, or do Bonono. I saw more car, and he said, has come under a lot of pressure. Ama Wamano say Ghana Hanomo. But that is not what we expect from our commander-in-chief.
That you expected the president to do what?
When your minister has gone before a parliamentary committee, lied under oath, I could transfer at a parliamentary committee, perjury. I can say, when there was proof, say you Chiesika.
But so what about payments sometimes?
No.
Not all the times.
No.
Payments sometimes.
No.
I am renewing for?
No.
Payments sometimes.
There is no
structure of governance. Payments sometimes. Sometimes can be made at the blind side of ministers.
It can never be.
Is that the case?
No, it can never be.
But I'm saying, say, what about Bemu paying?
It can never be the case unless the minister is negligent and not on top of his job. Simple as ABCD. Because every payment voucher, you are not the spending officer, but who now approve you as an HR. When the LPOs are prepared.
By the time that payment is effected,
and I may say, at the time when he went before the committee, he says he had not given any approval for payment. Those were his statements. So my approval of the that was his statement. And that, to his best of his knowledge, is not how any money has been paid. Meanwhile, when the letter for refund was being written for refund, was not the one who signed the letter. And then you lie under oath, a lawyer as president, knowing the implications of perjury, and all you can say is, oh, he's come under fire, 1 and 2 weeks leave, so on.
No, he applied before.
And I'm approving 2 weeks leave, so on.
He applied before.
Now let's come to the main
business environment.
The business environment. Government, any businessmen, and they're competing on the local market to borrow. The government today, every month, borrows 30% of its expenditure from local banks. And then what I say? In the Sabaya expenditure for the month, 100 million now. I borrow 30 million from local banks. So if you're a businessman in this environment, how do you compete with government when government is the one borrowing directly from these banks? Clearly, many are buying competing. And that is where we find ourselves. So we have our back to the wall. If you're a businessman, it is difficult. Now the issue of taxes. nuisance taxes. Imagine, top fuel, look at the tax components. Restaurant, now look at the tax components. So the taxes are so much, say, your products, say, Okofa pen way the back, now about the ton. The tax on it, you know, the buyer, the potential buyer, no, refuses to even buy it. Because Anka ton pen will be 50 pesos. But because of the tax, you're having to sell it for 90 pesos. It's, you know, and you're paying high duties. Apart from nuisance taxes, no, the duties at the port is not any easy. And the cumbersome nature. So, processes are ordinarily 3 days, 4 days, no way, you know. Sometimes, because of how cumbersome the port processes have become, you end up paying extra in demurrages. So the environment is not conducive for any businessman to say that he's doing business or he's transacting business under this economy. And I'm saying never cannot cry. The issue of hardship is nobody's perception. Unfortunately, people like Gadias are now, I'm profiting of this government.
What do you mean by Omanyomo Abruso? What do you mean by
the
that?
PDS scandal. His name was in there.
But the fact will be being popular in an issue.
Ejapa.
Now I'm saying,
Ejapa.
If your name pops up.
Ejapa monies were paid to his law firm.
But you are a lawyer.
No. You see, Gabi and Co can choose to mock Ghanaians.
No, Mibusa. You run a consultancy for a potential business. What is your crime?
There is no crime. And Kabani Bieni say, oh, yeah, pepe. Not say the motive behind it is, oh, yeah, Jumapa. But we all knew, say, yeah, Nani and say Japa was thinking. Not from my point of view, but from the point of view of the senior person, senior state prosecutor, special prosecutor, we will say prosecutor. Senior Lamisi Barnes Martinamidu, from his own engagement and his assessment of Ejapa. And every well-meaning Ghanaian or share Ejapa deal or no, ever catch the say Ejapa bomb. And for the first time, even the government himself had to pull Ejapa back. People like Gabi and the property of Ejapa. So today, they've made so much money. Intimino, you can't hardship, and they don't appreciate it. Almost every and he profits off it in this government.
No.
He's more like the prime minister.
Debbie Pacho, who didn't come on, situate it well.
Let's say.
Abua, I'm a community man, papa. I'm saying that, so Obi, Ayane, Mra Ejuma, now obey Futu for the Quanchre former Juma Kubi, airborne mining. Now on your Ketia, or no, a fobu na de cotono. Unyina so pa ne sense anamono tuye no enye wani so anamono tuye no ebo apaya na mo anamono tuye no kana sichi anamo. I don't get it.
Me say his company's monies they made on Ejapa was not fair, and that in my opinion. Okay. Nanke won say CSS kanman.
Okay, that's an opinion.
Nanke say CSS kan. Nti wanya me ho. For instance, ne nya Ken Oforiata. Bosebia Ghana Abobia, Ken Oforiata's data bank, any dear any major commission. So these are people.
They are credible, they are qualified, they are competent.
When we talk about issues of conflict of interest,
well,
I say one of the institutions that Ghana, bro, in Supreme Court. Because Ken Oforiata was dragged before the Supreme Court on an issue of potential conflict of interest. When it's our shroud reports, Omoka said he was in potential conflicts. It was up to the Supreme Court to give us a true and proper interpretation of their conflict of interest. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court didn't do that. And that is how come today. A lot of government people are compromised there. And they'll say, now I buy way, I way, and then now we are so, and now we are so. Because if there were clear boundaries to establish what conflict of interest in our local jurisprudence, can be GDC organizations like Data Bank and NEMA should not. Because the public debt in 2016 was 120 billion. and then 320 billion. Out of the Canoforial Test Company is one of the lead organizations. So as finance minister, his only policy is to borrow. Because the more he borrows, the more money his private company makes. So when people like Gabi no more, Enya Sanfa so we no more. Now, Homobabe Kachre is a obese perception of hardship, and that there is no hardship in the economy. Adabraka. Go into the streets, meet 5 Ghanaians. All 5 will tell you the Kuruma. So it is nobody's perception of hardship. And not will say without Botuma or purchasing power and reduce it. Your salary is the same. And then also we increase salaries. We increase as a 71 office holders there by over 70%.
No, no,
Now we increase.
You know that is not factual. Let me say, no, when you throw that in out,
what is the fact?
No, 10% increment. You are talking about 79.
So what is the fact?
No, when you do that.
So what is the fact?
Say the Jew say we are new for and fortunately for you, you don't do politics of propaganda and mischief.
So what is
you speak to the facts and the reality. 79%. How did you arrive at that percentage?
I didn't say 79%. I said 70%.
So how did you arrive from that percentage?
In 2016.
Oh my goodness.
In 2016, what was the salary of a minister? In 2021 today, because the 2020 salary, NHR ministers.
Yeah.
What is the salary of a minister today? Do these calculations and tell me that if you don't come to 70%. So it's simple as ABC.
So in
2016,
the minister's salary was 55,000 cedis.
In 2016, what was the salary of?
No, I'm asking you. So it was 5,000.
No, it was not 5,000.
So it was how much? 7,000.
No, a little above.
8,500.
9,000 something.
9,000.
Yeah. And then in 2021 today, what is the salary of a minister?
15,000 or 14,000.
Exactly. More than that. More than that. More than that. A minister is going home with about 23,000 plus. So if it is not 70%, let the viewers judge. And I'm saying, public sector workers, we increase your salary by 4%. That is why they are up in arms. 4%.
It's coalition of public service workers against leaders of TUC. To get the difference.
They are up in arms against the government and the TUC. It's not just against
leaders of TUC.
They are up, public sector workers are up in arms.
Some public sector workers.
All of them. Not, it's a demonstrations, and you'll be on the out. But public sector workers are not happy with the 4%.
They have formed a coalition.
Certainly, a group will form a coalition, and you'll be on the bit any group. But if the granting impose we increase 10%. Article 71 of his holders, with all your benefits, we increase you there 10%. Now, all 4%. When electricity has gone up by more than 25%, fuel prices have gone up by more than 30%. Every tax we're increasing by more than 5%. How do you expect the ordinary Ghanaian worker with a 4% increase to cope? And you think that there will be no hardship? And then, lorry fare, the offer trotro from Yenfane said Otilabadi, now Oba Circle, now a fairly even a
2 cities.
2 cities. Last year, today is about 2 city 50%. So you've increased almost every aspect. And then tomatoes, miensa, okomaketa, 10 cities. Because once transportation goes up, it affects the chain of supply in everything.
So the inference here is that the NDC, whilst in power, wouldn't have done what is happening now.
What I'm saying is we are talking about the issue of hardship.
Yes, of course. But
and I'm saying that, so for Gabia Sarachidako and his NPP to sit somewhere and say, when President Mama talks about hardship, it is because he wants Ghanaians to vote for him. It's not real. That no clear woman say, and then no what say. I want you to work. Every Ghanaian is suffering. Every Ghanaian is suffering. Even the government himself, because of his reckless borrowing, do not even have space. We are spending 91% of our total tax revenue in servicing debts. we are spending 91% of our total tax revenue and the service debt. So where is even the space for government to operate? That is how come your roads in Ibas are going to be servicing in roads.
That's the reason.
If the government doesn't have money, let's carry out the service debt. Internally, I just started by telling you, say, schools, colleges of education, they are threatening shutting down. You can find out from them. Because the case are by any on fan call. Almost all our statutory funds, check say how a common fund, a warrior sign. Check. So even the local economies, the name of depending on input, no, are stagnant.
Right. So
because the government is hard.
It's
cash strapped.
I like you, Pharmacy.
No, I like the India. I can't think about. You number main topic. So where you businessman?
Your master. Businessman. Your master. Businessman. Commodity.
Over. I don't want to one. Oh, it's 101. I can't. I see your phone for one. No, see, I'm telling you. It's
true.
Hey, Pablo. Where the Mamma Power Chow. Any or her phone so say my little crack.
Don't delay show.
Mestre. Monfanchemi.
Or no delay or die 101.
Or die 101. I remember what I say. Papa, you are the what you
But you can about the business environment.
Yes.
How are you conducive and otherwise? Now, welfare of the Ghanaian. Yeah. Said the new Mexico. You know, I didn't understand.
Me take a crack. Na. He's a businessman, and of course, who doubles as a politician as well and a lawyer. So a man of many parts. Pablo is a great guy. But you see, Mekai Tamana NDC Omo propaganda secretary outfit.
Solomon Kansa Mutare.
Okay, Solomon Kansa ne. Fifi Kote no. Fifi Kote.
Yeah.
Okay, pa.
Yeah.
That propaganda outfit no. They have something called setting the record straight.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And the document is saying. And Kusia Baku is saying, and a molecule Baku, and then a million Stempi. They are revisiting that.
Yeah.
They are going back there. Apparently, Omoye is setting the record straight. Dokuno is saying, Moko is saying, Tomatoes is saying, you did power on the mom. Now, if you don't mind, setting the record straight. Now, Dokuno continue baby. I was saying, Dokuno and remain or didn't even reduce from the press conference. Omoye. And Tesuo. If John P. Nanke 1 city under them, example na mema.
Yeah.
Omu buy a 3 city. That's the example I want to give. It means say, we've come a long way as a country. Now you are facing reality and kind of a man for young politicians because of our parochial interest of getting votes in Tino. They be an baby. And we are not speaking the truth to Mother Ghana. Tina Mama example no. Pablo will sit here and start. Now, Dokuno is saying, and a way is saying, and a businessman, and a hardship, and a say, of a votes. And a crack. Mister Miba, Mister Oh, Debbie, ya better. Nanka Dokuno was say 2 city, and then ya bombardia my 1 city 50 pesos. We are still where we are. But essential part of this conversation, they say, there is that trajectory, growth in this country. Prices of goods they end up increasing. But ask yourself a question. What kind of economy are we operating? Are we operating a free market economy or not? Simple question. Tina Mekas are a businessman. Free market economy or not? Even fuel cry at the year campaign, at the year politics, MPP, Peja gallon crack Ghana for.
That's a nice admission.
No, I'm agreeing. The Peja gallon at Ghana for 6,000. You be true here when reality came to meet us. We say, Ade fan go no cry no. Ye na e den. Ye koto aba beton. Ekoya ko pip say 2015. E bro mo so. Ono mo so dey blackboard ba ye say. But ekoya 2015 na nyina say, yenye deregulation. Deregulation na say who your businessman na so koto fan go ba. Utia wo taxes we are na wa wo susu price a meton me fan we anya me profit e saying aban send ekoya ko duru ho nanso ene ye kasa ye kasa ansem no ye nka no kra ne nkyerem Ghana for Na dokunu ye saying na milk ideal milk ye saying and na Canadian milk.
But the Pablo with the NDC is that they're trying to sing your own story for you and your song for you. Because in opposition, what the MPP was good at was that Adiebia touch in terms of food pricing, petrol, bills, the welfare of the Ghanaian, job opportunities. Every opportunity you threw it at John Mahama and the NDC. So it's repeating same. That you seem to be turning a blind eye. The things that Moka say or more pension and your papa no. That's exactly what you are doing. And this time you are defending it that it is right, nothing has changed.
I disagree with him when he says that. What's exactly what you are doing? He says,
for instance, he cites an example. That Gabi, good morning to you, Gabi Asarachidako. Gabi sits at where he is and describes John Mahama's utterances. John Mahama is pushy. The issue about that is not the reality on the ground. So anyone wants to say Gabi Kasasam?
First of all, John Mahama is a political actor in this country. Gabi Ochredako is a political actor in this country. Kamal Din Abdullah, political actor. Pablo, political actor. Pablo Betina, and Agulukaklu no Babaton. Or politics.
But you speak to the reality.
And that's the reality I've spoken to. And I'm referring to him, so he has forgotten her. Almost as says, maybe no more position. Then they started the same talk. Sana Ghana for say, oh, go forward by in a document so better. And a demand. Omo by setting the record straight. Omujaye. Omo anyebium. Kopim say omo propaganda no cry jai ye sir office no cry free as a unit to communication officer. So the point I want to make is that when Gabi says John Mahama is saying this for votes, Gabi is only telling us, say, as a political actor in this country, he has the right to respond to John Mahama as well. What I say? And when John Mahama says, say, there's hardship, when in fact he has not even done thorough research as to whether comparatively,
this situation is far better than probably.
The better. So why no asha that ayabopoyo say my main case a hardship. So of course he has to go and do it.
So the sense Pablo because the times are tougher. What you understand? You accept that?
I have just said that indeed nothing can be 100% at any given time. No. Nothing can be 100% at any given time. Especially being confronted with even the COVID times. Very abnormal times. Now, so about frugal management and a prudent management of our physical sector, economy, we have done far better than Pablo and Co when they were in power. That he knows.
That's why the president is able to beat Mahama to that.
What is the strength of your economy? Fundamental question will be Bisa. Move free Abemu 2016. What was the strength of the Ghanaian economy? The growth was
the growth.
Pegged around 3.5. So see, even in the midst of COVID, ask yourself, what is the strength of the economy of Ghana? Based on that term alone, fundamentally, we have done better than them.
So we are going by data.
Absolutely. And facts. President Kufuor Neka or say you can say everything you want to say, but facts will expose you. Fact is what defeats propaganda. Fact is what defeats emotions. Data now also yenhwe mo jaye mo tam mo se mo credibility policy credibility mo tam ye copy IMF and IMF echichire yensa yentimi mfa djuma yentimi nyese you did that under our watch and I Ghana for say dey ya bre dey amamu nyina mo tam mo dey copy IMF afi the IMF se man mfa djuma ama young graduates kura e form association e wo kroma. And you today, one side tell me say money best alternative. You've just forgotten so soon. What you subjected Ghana to? Murefi. So the point I want to make is that the NDC surely can never be an alternative to us because you're home open. Teach you John Dramani Mahama, you're home open. We're the president. In fact, we're the vice president. The president for short time. Esan agent president Eka. I feel you was still on the best. His stewardship now no call around accounting for stewardship now. Changing lives, changing people, no. We have those green books there. So Mfoni and Modi to social development, artistic impression, no. But brain no Modi chair. What has changed? Same crop John Mahama, same person.
So the same
Enti okasa Gabi Edika to respond to him. Okay? Gabi Edika.
So probably the response would be this. The Mahama who set out to build 200 schools and then finally gave us 47 has done well.
That's the point.
The John no, I'm saying that has done well.
Has done well.
The John Mahama who set out to be building hospitals did enough in terms of putting up hospitals. Some completed, some still at various stages. The John Mahama who set out to be constructing roads. The John Mahama who set out to making sure that there were job opportunities, a conducive business environment. All these, officer, enough attributes for him to get the courage. So Betimiaka said he deserves to be taking care of Ghana.
The John Mahama who claims say Choko crying behind the honor said be my school for. I know so the kind. Chok I be my school. Then chradie. I was primary school crowd on any.
That was
the kind
a flat lie.
Oh, Chok, we say Chok.
There was no point in time.
Let me describe John Mahama for you.
Describe John Mahama.
He has given me his words, and I want to tell Chok. I didn't tell for last teaching and learning materials. Maybe you know. So John Mahama is the same person. The John Mahama who took you and I to IMF, I ain't mean for nurse for Juma, ain't mean for teacher for Juma, and also at the home. The John Dramani Mahama, Oma, inflation core by 15% in 2016. My economy, I had the obvious, and the public has said, or say workers increment 10% nation.
4%.
Sorry, 4% nation. 4%, that's okay. Why not? We are people who would always out there come out to say, we are not satisfied. That's how God has created every human being.
Still, he wants more.
Absolutely. Now, so major, me why not one day one? Major, me worry. Show me some me vote. And answer and I cannot help. What do we do? The point is that we do everything.
The will is
there to give. It is the 2 million I always say the man in any home. Me say, okay. He's trying to be mislead. Don't mind him. You see, he's trying to be mislead. The main person can say, Sikana, I was saying you did I did kono. Like I say, oh, you crack. No, management in a year. If yesterday they were better off. You were saying a minister was taking 9,000. Today, your calculation is a minister is taking about 21,000.
21,000.
That's your calculation. Just say, at least, if yesterday, teacher, no, GBA,
200 cities.
200 cities. And then we're increasing.
Yeah.
We have come to, we have come far.
So, Nyamiya, on the 28th of August, Saturday, hashtag social soccer, NDC social media FC versus MPP social media FC.
Oh, really?
Medina. The venue is the AstroTurf.
Wow. On
the 28th of August 2020. So the likes of Samuel Brian Boabin will lead the MPP side. Yaira Koku will lead the NDC.
That will be an interesting match to watch. But I love, we should encourage some of these things.
Yes.
Very good. We should encourage it.
So
I'm telling you. So Medina has to
Pablo versus Kamal did it.
Okay,
so Pablo, back to business. Yes.
Is it unfortunate, honest when Kamal Dean seeks to place all the figures in the diagram. In 2016, between 2014 to 2016, now inflation was seeing a downward trend. Because now you're putting in place mechanisms that the economy will grow. The best economic indicators are buying we buy Umunya. They got it in 2017. Their best performing economic indicators, Umunya in 2017. You know why? I'm buying more about the first year, the economic policies, it pay off. Because the buyer, you know, now Honorable Setekwe and His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, economic reforms are now, you know, was in nearing not often an abana swan, not more property of it. Also, now you have the 3 new additional wells about the Kangana oil fields. It's you know all this about when the being inherited. And from that time, in 2013, now inflation was almost 18%. At the time, I fear when inflation had dropped it to almost 15, almost 14%. And on that year. So it was seeing a downward trend. We see their best economic indicators was in 2017. After 2018, and almost figures started saying by them. I started economy. Things started turning upside down for them. What it simply tells Obiane is policies on better because their budget was passed in almost the budget no parliament in March.
The overflow from the NDC.
From it says economics economic curves no. It hasn't turned over in 3, 4, 5 months. Curves no, and he knows it. No economic policy takes effect. Would mean for policy beyond within 6 months when that effect on the economy. And most importantly, on the inherited budget running from January to March. That budget did not just even end in March. On the budget they call March, April, May, as an year pass the budget, formally. As an year pass the budget, formally. It's clearly the indicators they got, their best performing indicators was in 2017. You can only attribute it. They attributed to only President John Dramani Mahama. And then the sound economic policies on this year. As a year bit in Kontumpo, let me camera better. No, I can say you call IMF for policy credibility. No, you are employing nurses, you are employing teachers. You can find out from teacher associations. No, between 2013 to 2016.
That's where you gave half-baked teachers. 3 months.
I'll speak to the 3 months.
For 2 years.
No, we are not paying 3 months. I will explain it. And you can find out from the teacher associations. There was not a single graduate from teacher training or nursing training between 2013 to 2016 are automatic employment anchor. Everybody who left school, teacher teacher training college, and nursing training college between 2013 to 2016 was gainfully employed under the NDC. The 3-month policy never and they say we're not paying 3 months. Now the brainer have been employed, but now your employer almost salaries be bring and what the government did was that initially now the brainer honma say into omoka. So what the Minister of Finance did at that time, they say, okay, Obiosi did the KBR, you amount 3 months answer. Now bring your documents and come and justify.
I don't want teachers to be angry.
I am telling you, and they know it.
I'm telling you, I don't know why
I am saying this.
Some teacher
any teacher who will say otherwise, and you can find out. So, Oma, Obiosi, you found it 2 years. The salary in buy. And I may say, ask them, say. So that is what happened. Now, what the minister said, they say, well, say, I know come more than a certain, more than 3 months. We are paying you 3 months today. Bring your documents of employment. There was a lot of teacher absenteeism. One of the things that Professor Nano Pukwajima, as Minister of Education, was to cut teacher absenteeism. Also, apart from teacher absenteeism, there were issues teachers need to bring out abandoning classroom on their own. Teachers steadily no muko school. So those were the challenges and they confronted ministry, and that audit was done. It was here though Kebiano, 3 months answer, and then bring your employment letter and then I file agreement and come and justify why you've not been paid. And all those who went through that processes, you can find out. Let me find out from teacher association, Government took its time then. So it is not true. But I mean, automatic bonding of necessary. So it is not available. Say, oh yeah, nice. Any hobby. It is how in Toronto you say, you call IMF, say policy credibility. We were not employed. It is not true. Employment was in certain areas. Teachers, doctors, nurses, no now automatic employment. I know you're in trouble. Now let's come to the issue of the economy and the figures that Kamara didn't throw you around. Obahini, although the inflation about to do 7.9, me know because the inflation is 7.9. We don't have a single-digit inflation figure today.
What is it? So tell us.
Inflation is more than 10%.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's not true.
Me say today's inflation.
Check it.
Inflation is not 7.9.
It's not true.
Me say inflation today is not 7.9. What the moon check?
Oh, I had it.
Also, at a point in time, at a point in time,
allow.
At a point in time,
this is serious.
At a point in time, under this administration, between 2017 to 2020, inflation fell. But as we speak now, this is not a current figure. Inflation was crossing 7.9. Also, because inflation was strong, it should correspond with the economy. So, cement price in 2016, not 18 cedis a bag, so 19 cedis a bag, so 20 cedis a bag, and the cement is more than 35 cedis a bag. So if simple arithmetic, so inflation in 2016, not 16 or 15%, then the inflation is 7.9. At least there should be some stability of prices. That is what basic economics are. So if you claim, sir, inflation is 7.9, now ordinary cement bag, arising from 15%, arising from 18 or 19 cities to 35 cities, then that figure of inflation means that 7.9.
The last word.
Is
That
it?
figure of inflation at 7.9 cannot be accurate.
First of all, say about Naha.
Okay, so let me put this one in.
Very well.
Akwesi says that I was employed in 2013 and we were paid. Some of my friends submitted their forms and up till now, their salary arrears did not come. They went to Accra severally, only to be told it will come. It will come. And that is all up to this point. So that's it. Come on, your last point. So teacher for 3 years in 3 months. No? It's a challenge. We need to find a solution.
No.
And try. It's there. That's why I'm surprised he's denying it. I'm surprised he's denying it. 30 seconds. The American is economy, no? On any day, you are performing better than the NDC.
God forbid.
When we have it in our hand, we say inflation.
God forbid.
Pablo. Now youth activists, what do you expect from him? What else do you expect from him? A youth activist. You see, me say, we are done in the whole statistical service as a CR. I catch say inflation 10 point something percent. When in fact it's not true. I am telling you, the inflationary rate of this country as we speak today
2018
is below 20%.
2018
and
it was
as we speck
9.84.
9.8.
2019 7.14.
Absolutely.
2020 9.89. 2021
It's
8.97.
8.97. Now what you say 10%?
What figure did the president quote? 7.9.
Okay. No.
You
see, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He
doesn't
get it.
He
doesn't get it.
Am I the one saying the president says 7.9?
He doesn't get it. Now who is 10%? The 10% who go find
The figure is
9.84.
9.84.
Okay,
so already up 9.84.
Okay, so
we are grateful. But once again, look, we have done better than you. Now job creation. What have you done?
So Kamal Dean, Oparado. Patrick, thank you so much. And that's all Jibril now share. We have a good day. Thank you.